Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emmy, and this is Each Wave, where we explore feminist culture, identity, and the everyday life that shapes all of it. This is my first full vlog week, and it also happens to be the Orange Week, which is a global campaign to raising awareness about gender based violence. The week is inspired by the Orange Day, the 25th of November, which commemorates the Mirabal sisters, three women that were assassinated in the 1960s for resisting the dictatorship in the Dominican Republic. And their courage continues to inspire feminist movements in the whole world today. So throughout this week, I'm attending meetings, lectures, I'm joining conversations, and I'm also connecting with organizations that are working to end gender based violence. This whole concept of being on YouTube and creating longer videos and letting you guys into the rhythm of my everyday life while also discussing important and complex topics. But it has already been grounding and surprisingly meaningful to bring you guys along. Let's start this vlog together and I'll take you through my planning, my structure, and my thoughts and everything that I was able to capture during the Orange Week. Activism has always been very important to me because if you want to be part of a revolution or a change, you need to get strength somewhere. And the best place to get strength is to meet people that view society and life the same, I think. And in my case, it has also been that I find people that inspire me and I find people that do something that I also want to do. Because when you work with feminism, and you cannot just stop with activism. It needs to enter all of the different governmental institutions. It needs to the workplaces and everywhere where humans and people actually live life. That's where the activism needs to occur, and that's where the change needs to happen. And I see a lot of women being active in different organizations. In Sweden, we have a very nice organization that is called Men, like men. Um, and that is an organization that I have supported for a long time because they talk about issues like violence against women, violence against men, by men, how to work with norms revolving men, and they do it in a very good way, I think. And I think that that's what activism actually needs to happen now. It needs to involve from men. Since this week is about violence against women, and the violence against women is due to men's behavior and social norms. It will be very interesting, for example, on this manifestation that I'm going to on, I think it is Wednesday, to see how many men are engaging in the question revolving violence against women. Because I have a big problem with this being only a woman's issue, and we can be there as supportive sisters. We can be there to support one another. We can be there to honor the victims, and which is very important. But if we want change, it can only happen if men starts to engage in the questions. And my partner is coming with me to this, but he's also coming as a partner. And the best thing would be if men are there not as a plus one to women. It is also good, of course, but if men also saw this as an important question to engage in. So, like I started with, activism is very important to me, but it is also very important to see change in governmental institutions, in different work organizations. In Sweden, unions are very strong, and there you see a lot of activism also, and you see a lot of force and engagement to change how we view violence against women. I will take one example of Sweden. Now it is obligated when you have a conversation or you have like a meeting about your development and also your salary in Sweden at your company, they are obligated to also ask how you have it at home. And that is also interesting because we have seen that the feminism and equality and gender-based violence have been an issue that has been seen as something that is supposed to be private. But what we see now is that we are taking the private questions and making them an issue for everyone, which is a very good thing. Today I am just preparing for the whole week because it is so much happening and I want to be part of as much as I can. It's a very important week. Alright, so now we're finished with the makeup. I'm just gonna fix my hair. Alright, so I just had my me time and I'm gonna explain my me time a bit because it is a very important moment of my day, and it is something that when me and my partner became like partners, there were things that were important to him and there were things that were very important to me. And one of those things is me getting my me time in the morning to shower, do my makeup, listen to my podcast, and have that time for myself. And for him to bring me coffee in the morning. Coffee in the morning gives me, I don't know, it just sets the tone of the day, and it's like, it's such a nice gesture to me, and it is not as important for him just as much as the me time. Being showering and fixing is not his priority. So he lets me have that and I let him have other things that is important to him. And I think that that is very, very nice in a relationship to do that to each other. Like, okay, you need something, I don't necessarily need that, so I will give it to you. But this is important to me and therefore it comes back to me. So with that being said, my coffee is waiting for me and I am going to sit now and plan the rest of the day and the rest of the week. So I have never been a person that is very good at planning. I usually go with my creativity and I'm very spontaneous. So now that I want to achieve a lot of things, I need to structure better because meanwhile all of this, I'm also a mom. So what I have done now is that I have written everything that I want to do this week. This week, as I mentioned, is a very important week for me. So I have put together everything that I want to do and everything that needs to be done for the vlogs and for my work. So now I am sitting and I'm putting everything together, everything that I need to do and everything that I want to do. And hopefully I will get a nice schedule that I can use the rest of the week.
right now I'm standing outside of the Riksdag, which is the parliament house in Sweden. And I am going in for a meeting. We're having a conversation about gender-based violence together with a Swedish organization. So I'm just outside and I'm not really quite sure how much I can film inside, but I think that it will be, I think I can film some. And then I will talk more about what the conversation was about when I'm heading home. And yeah, so I see you later.
Okay, so when I came home from the Swedish parliament, I was completely drained because not only did we had very good conversations. It was very heavy, but it was also very, very good. But I got fever on my way home, and I didn't expect that. I hadn't felt anything during the day, so basically that was everything I could do. But I have been on different Zoom meetings and having some lectures online instead, which is very, very good that that opportunity exists. Yeah, so the rest of the week has just been me trying to get better, and my baby girl that is 6 months and laying here, she's also not feeling very well. So I'm still happy that I get to go on these very important events, and I will brief you a bit about what we talked about at this meeting with VEC, which is a Swedish organization. When I came home from the Swedish parliament, I felt a bit heavy, but I think I mostly felt very focused on the topics and discussions that we had. As I mentioned before, I attended a session of honor-based violence together with the organization, and it's an organization that is working very actively in this specific field. The meeting brought forward the current challenges in Sweden and also some examples, like concrete examples, which was very good, and the gaps that still exist in the policy and practice, I would say. That there is a policy, a very strict policy, and they're working very hard on it, but in practically it's very difficult to obtain. We also listened to some witnesses that have also experienced this, and at the same time we listened to professionals and researchers and practitioners that shared their insights and made it very clear how complex honor-based violence really is. And I think coming home from this meeting, I am reminded why I'm doing this channel. It is a complex question, and I think especially in a country like Sweden. I don't know if you have seen this map before, but it's a very good map to explain the difficulties with these issues in a country like Sweden, because we are a very unique country if you look at the rest of the world when it comes to our values. And for us as such individualistic country and individualistic people to understand the collectiveness, the cultural collectiveness, it is difficult because our values are very, very different. That is also something that is important to keep in mind when we are talking about how to help women in honor-based violence. We need to make people understand from the perspective of being here on the map and not here. So in the beginning of this video, I was talking about the importance of activism, and I was also talking about the importance of men being part of the discussion. When it comes to the organization VEC, I had the meeting with them, it was one man that was from the government there. He was from a governmental agency. That man was there. The rest was women. It was also women organizations, but I also see that that's something that should grow wider, because it is not only women that work with women. It is definitely not only women that are working in the social service, for example, and definitely not in the schools. So I am sitting there surrounding with women, and all I can do with these women is to agree. I'm just sitting there, and we all feel the same. We feel the same anger. We feel the same disappointment. We feel the same kind of sadness, and we're mourning together. But I don't see men there, and it makes me oh, it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. Um, and it has always been like this. So I just want this to change now. When I was at the manifestations, when I was at the lectures, it was at the manifestation. Yeah, it was a few men, definitely, but majority women. I think the society, the world, Sweden, organizations, agencies, governments, we have a long way to go. And the whole day we were talking about the new numbers from the United Nations that says that every 10 minutes a girl or woman is being killed by an intimate partner or a relative, someone they know around the world. And that was the biggest focus. But we know this already. It's just horrible numbers, but we know this already. It I really feel like the narrative needs to change, and I will not stop talking about the importance of changing the discussion and actually putting the focus where the focus should be. When I had the lecture with an organization called Gömda Kvinnor, which is hidden women in Sweden, the woman reminded me of that. When it comes to gender-based violence, there are so many things that are so difficult for women. Where to hide in Sweden, where to go to, how to live a normal life if you are hiding from someone, and especially when you have kids with this someone and you're in such a vulnerable situation. You need to start asking the right questions instead of asking why didn't she leave. We hear it all the time, but we don't hear, but why did he do that? Why didn't he leave before the first punch or the first insult or the first attack or the first humiliation? Why didn't he go before? That is where we need to focus. That is why I am doing this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for following me on this very important week. So until next week, I hope you subscribe to this channel and like the video and comment if you feel like you have any thoughts around this, any discussions, or any nice feedback to me. I'll see you in the next video.